Dr. Arvan. I'm based in Indonesia, but I also traveled many times before COVID. I practice also in Panyapura, Thailand, and now I'm focusing on quantum physics and quantum biology to enhance my practice. Because as we know, medical institutions, universities are mostly driven by the funds from the big pharma, as Brother Roy already presented. So
Yep.
actually, we cannot really reverse disease by doing them. So I'm very passionate about this one.
All right.
I'm also an author of two books. One is used in University of Pelita Harapan in Indonesia, anatomy books, and I'm a sculptor. I studied fine art also in one of the university in Indonesia, and I'm also a Fit Genes DNA distributor for Indonesia, sole distributor.
I see. Okay.
Okay, now I want to share, and also let me ask you a question. Do you let your job limit you from learning new things? Like as me, like if we are doctors, usually we don't have time to learn new things. And usually doctors only learn the specialization, the field that they are in, like ophthalmologists, they only learn about eye, endocrinologists, they only learn about the endocrines, and so on. But this slide is very important because if you limit your job to find the truth and learning new things, you get lost and you will be driven, limited, and directed by the power that is out there, which is human power that is trying to control you, not the power of life, not the power of Mother Nature, and the power of who creates you. Like a son, everybody knows our children trust the parents. And because they trust us, we are responsible to be the figures who figure it out and to give solutions that are not only the best, but also right solutions. Like if you don't know about light, my experience, uh, my son, when he was 2 years 2 years old, I think, or 3 years old, um, he he was having eye eye itching many times and red eyes, and we our grandmother and grandfather are worried that maybe something we need to check with the ophthalmologist. So we went to an ophthalmologist in a hospital here, and then she checked my son with the flip chart, with the instrument, and she found nothing is broken. And then when I asked her about the lamp that is installed in her practice room that are different from the outside lamp, I asked her, are these incandescent lamps? And then she replied, I don't know, because it's not me who installed the lamps. And from that answer, I straightly know that she, as an ophthalmologist, doesn't know about light. And then when I asked, so what should we use for my son to read? What kind of lamp? And then she replied, we should read in white light, use white light, she said. From the second answer, I also know she doesn't know about light, about frequency at all. And I'm pretty sure most of the modern ophthalmologists don't know about this kind of things, frequency and light that enters our eye and hits our retina. Because besides the visible spectrums, there are also the non-visible spectrums like UV and IRA that are doing their job. That's why they are invisible to human eyes. They are designed to do their job inside our body to change the biochemical structure and direct our cells to do what they need to do. Here we see a mitochondrial etiology of common complex disease. I'm sure nobody will say that diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer, autism, schizophrenia, bipolar disease, Parkinson are related to mitochondrial health, because we've been told that it has something to do with the organ only. But life is anatomy, energetics, and information. And the energetics and information parts are done by light. Actually, it's start with sunlight, like the video you saw from David Smith. You should all start today with sunlight. Do not start your day with cell phone light or laptop screen light or any indoor lighting that are modern. Because if you analyze the spectrum using spectrometer, the spectrum is so much different than the natural sunlight. It is dominant in the blue rays. And if you learn about quantum physics and quantum biology, it will dehydrate your mitochondria. It will also destroy DHA. That's why if your mitochondria is dehydrated and your cell is dehydrated, they cannot make too much energy, because the distance between the 5 cytochromes inside the mitochondria, cytochrome 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, the ATPase, will be extended. That's when the electron chain transport slowed down. The key is to shrink the distance of the electron chain's transport. Because if the transport is fast enough, you can better make energy, and your cell have sufficient energy, and it's not failing, and it's not giving you any symptom, and it's not giving you finally these diseases: diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular, and all these diseases, the chronic, almost this is from Douglas Wallace from Philadelphia Children's Hospital. So this is not my theory. There are already many giants, scientists who laid the foundation. I'm just here to share with you and let you think about our condition and take charge about our condition, because conventional medicine will not do that for you. Conventional meaning are driven by big pharma, and now also there's big supplements, big food. This is not about food, because if you came from a food paradigm or exercise paradigm, food is also about electron. Remember I told you about electron chain transport in mitochondria. Just look up in any biochemistry book, is there any book that says the input in your mitochondria is fat, carbohydrate? No, there is not. There is no book like that. The input in your mitochondria is always electron. That's why we need to optimize our mitochondria to prevent us and from getting this disease, and also reverse these diseases, the chronic diseases. It can be reversed, but not by taking drugs, but taking proper lights at the right timing. Here I share you a strong statement. If you don't understand about light, you don't understand about health. Let it deep sit in your mind. Anyone who give their advice to you about health, if they don't understand about light, they don't understand about health. It is true. Einstein already won his Nobel. Do anybody knows what Einstein's Nobel is? He's so famous for his theory of relativity, but it is not his Nobel Prize. His Nobel received from the photoelectric effect of light. Have you ever noticed that? So this equation, E equal mc square, actually can end this talk right now, because it's all about this. Everything you see in the world was once light. It only becomes matter because of the environment they are in. When light slows down, it creates matter, something with structure. That's why any ophthalmologist that don't know that your eye is responsible for creating your hormone cannot be trusted. Or they should open their mind about this because eyes are useless if their mind are blind. There is already a textbook from a German ophthalmologist who knows and research about this kind of matter. His name is Fritz Howitz. Like any ophthalmologist, he practiced doing cataract surgery. And at that time, there is no intraocular lenses that are being made because it's long time ago. So when the ophthalmologist Fritz Howitz opened the eye and removed the cataract, he didn't replace it with artificial lens. And he found a shocking truth by not replacing the lens, the cataract lens. And nobody knows that the modern intraocular lens is making us sick also. Even the optic factory, even you can ask your doctors why making us sick. Because he found out that the patient was a fat man and his hormone panel was trash, like low testosterone and everything, and electrolyte also imbalanced. When he removed the lens, around 2 weeks, the hormone starts to become normal, and the electrolyte also balance. Don't you realize it now? E equal mc squared. When light gets into your eye, it slows down by the spatial vitreous collagen, only found in your eye. So Mother Nature or your creator already designed this. So it slows down so it can become hormones in your body. And it also tells your body the right timing, the circadian timing. So if you go out with sunglasses, actually you're missing much. And also if you are doing Zoom like this, like me, talking to you, in this COVID, the government tell us to stay inside our houses. It is contrary to how body are designed to thrive. Our body is not to thrive inside. Our body is designed to be outside, to be touched on your skin by light, the sunlight, and on your eyes also. So the problem of modern medicine, conventional medicine, is they are teaching me partial truth, and all other doctors also will practice based on partial truth. I need to relearn about what I learned in medical school because most of the theory cannot explain this. And there is one professor, his name is Gerard Pollack. He's not my teacher, but I learned also from him not in my medical school. He said all the biochemistry books and most of the medical books that are tied to biochemical, to drug action in the body should be revised, should be corrected, because they're not considering the special kind of water that are made by our mitochondria. It is called the exclusion zone water. And how do our mitochondria creates that water? Is by taking light, but not the wrong light like indoors. I told you, the LED, the fluorescent, they are making you sick, like the computer, like the cell phone, they are making you sick. It's actually the culprit that give us these modern chronic diseases. We can ask our parents, our grandparents, if they heard any Alzheimer's in their time, any cancer. They are so rare. Now, I give you the scratching of the surface only to make you realize that we are designed by evolution to follow Mother Nature's rule. This is the plant chlorophyll compared to the blood cell, which has human blood hemoglobin. You can see the structure, the atomic structure is very similar, right? Why inside our hemoglobin it uses iron, and why inside the chlorophyll it uses magnesium? Why it is designed like that? Because we are not like plants. We are both complex, but we are more complex and we move around the tectonic plates, not always connected to the earth. That's why we need more energy, because sometimes we get sunlight, sometimes we don't get sunlight. Sometimes we are grounded, we are connected to the earth, which give us electron. Earth give us free electron. When sunlight hits the ground, it release electron. And we can absorb it, but not using our souls, our shoe. We are the only mammals that has sweat glands on our palms, on our foot. It is designed to be connected to the earth. And what's the story about iron and magnesium? We use iron because it has 26 electrons. Magnesium only has 12. You can look it up in periodic table. Magnesium only has 12 electrons. So the more electron it carry, the more energy it can carry, because electrons are excited by light. And you know the hemoglobin and chlorophyll, have a protein that is a porphyrin, and porphyrin also absorb light. And you can ask anyone who's PhDs, who are practitioners, how many biochemical reactions happening in every cell each second. I bet they don't know about this. About 100,000 biochemical reactions inside every cell each second.
Margaret, could you turn down your microphone, Margaret? Thank you, Margaret. Okay, go ahead now.
Thank you. And what drives them? The biochemical reactions, which are that I told you 100,000 in every cell each second. What drives them? They are driven by light. They communicate with other cells, and also they do their job. They read the situations, the frequency around them, the light frequency. So how I connect light wave and quantum physics? This is the question that Roy asked me. I found Robert O. Baker research is also used by Lightwave in their old paper by Dr. Stephen Altiwanger. And you need to read or know about this also. Robert O. Baker, MD, he proved that our cell use DC electric current, create also DC electric current for regeneration.
But in small wattage, so Doc.
Pardon me?
It is in a very small wattage in our bodies, like in picowatts.
The wattage.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many are the wattage. You can read his book. It's called The Body Electric. The Body Electric.
Body
Yeah.
electric? Oh, by Dr. Becker.
Yes.
Yeah,
Body.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
It's, every members maybe should read that to realize that, or anyone who doesn't believe that we are an electric beings.
Oh, we believe.
And there is a research lately from LifeWave that also fascinating for me because it can demonstrate that electric changes inside human body using the X39. It creates changes in amino acids. Remember I told you about when the light enters your eye, it creates changes. Actually, in our eye, the most abundant amino acids is the aromatic amino acids. Phenylalanine, tyrosine, histidine, they're all aromatic amino acids, and they use light, they capture light. How? They have photon traps. They have benzene ring, which function as a photon trap. So it's amazing because beside sunlight, we can use X39 to create the changes of amino acids. You can look it up, study in LifeWave website. So the light that you allow on your eyes and skin determines your future. What future? your health future, your ability to think future, and then your financial future, and then your how long you're gonna live, and your children future. Because if you don't use the right light inside and you don't teach your children about the right light and you don't bring your children outside, we're gonna get that chronic disease faster than we think. And the mitochondria only inherited to children from the mom, not from the father. It's from Professor Douglas Wallace. So be wise in choosing healthy wife. And then even if the children has trash mitochondria, we can still optimize it. We can still replace the mitochondria by using the right light and correct timing. We have to follow the circadian rhythm, and we should not allow the blue spectrum enters our light, especially from the artificial light. Sun has blue spectrum, but it's always balanced by the red. But the blue spectrum from the iPhone, from the screen, from the lamps, from the LED lamps are not balanced by the red. That's why they call it energy saving light. But it drops your health. It saves at first your money, but you gotta pay a biological toll. So after sunset, you should wear long sleeve, like I practice. When I practice after sunset, under that white bright light, I use, this is not hazmat, this is just hoodie. Because I'm not afraid of that virus touching my skin. I am afraid of that light hits my skin. I am afraid of that light enter my eye. So I wear special glasses, not to block the virus, not to block the aerosol from our patients. It's to block specific spectrum of light, to not disrupt our rhythm, to not tell the wrong information to our body, and to not dehydrate our cells further. Because when our cells are dehydrated, we cannot make vitamin D, even if you go outside in the sun. We cannot sulfate that cholesterol. We cannot use the cholesterol. That's why our cholesterol went high. So very careful. Use the right timing because your body is about light.
Okay.
So this is the last slide. Wisdom and knowledge are not synonyms. Those who seek wisdom must seek many truths to gain insight. So if you have many knowledge, we read here and there, we still need to read again. And they must be tenacious. Knowledge is a part of ignorance, that men arrange and classify. So like the specialization in studying anything. So we are so knowledgeable in that particular field, but we are ignorant about another field. We arrange the story to match our field, but we need to look at other field like life. This is because this is what drives biology. Knowledge has a shelf life, as fish do in the market, because science has life. It is not sustainable and does not always lead to truth. If knowledge is information, wisdom is the understanding and application of that knowledge. And insight is the awareness of the underlying essence of truth. Sadly, we can gain a lifetime of knowledge, yet never see the wisdom in it. We can be wise, but still miss the deeper meaning of facts. Like today, the government told us to stay inside. If we are not wise, we stay inside, we turn on all the lights, we use cell phones, we use screen time, use all screens, and we got weaker. We don't use the right light. We are not connected to the earth. There are many who know many things among us, but lacking in wisdom. Your mentors should be filled with wisdom because they will be connectors of life. Their insight will be indefatigable to you. Not even Father Time can destroy the natural truth of Mother Nature, like hemoglobin, using iron. You cannot change that. And it's the rule of Mother Nature. Okay, thank you everyone.